Jesus tells us in Matthew chapter 12, verse 34 to 37, that the words that come out of our mouths reveal our inner character and what is in our hearts. It's quite a challenging passage of scripture. Just let's read it for a minute. He says there, "You brood of vipers, how can you speak good when you are evil?" This is Matthew chapter 12, verse 34. "For out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaks. The good person out of his good treasure brings forth good, and the evil person out of his evil treasure brings forth evil. I tell you, on the day of judgment, people will give an account for every careless word they speak. For by your words you will be justified," think about that, "and by your words you will be condemned." If you're like me, you don't necessarily want to hear things like this. But he says here, first of all, that our words reflect our heart. Jesus said there in Matthew 12, the words we speak, think about it this morning, the words that come out of our mouth show us what's in here. If someone is good inside, they'll speak good. If they're evil or bad inside, it'll come out of their mouths. He also says that we'll be judged by it. Think about how we speak. Jesus warns that we'll be judged for every careless word we say. This means we should be careful what we say. As I said, we'll be judged for everything that we do in this body, and speaking is part of it. Our words matter and have consequence to them. Jesus also was saying here that words have power. They can either justify or make us right, or condemn or prove us wrong. And you can say, how can he say that? How can Jesus say that your words will justify you or condemn you? Because what he's saying here is that the words that we speak reflect what's in our heart, and good words show a good heart, and evil words show an evil heart. So the next time, just think about this for a moment. The next time we belittle someone, not pointing finger. Next time we might say, "You jerk," or "You fool," or "You're stupid," or we're sarcastic with somebody, or we intentionally hurt, or say things that are wrong, or we gossip, or we speak out of anger. Or let's go to the other side. We are insincere in our flattery, or we butter up someone to get something from them. There is a heart issue. Now let me say this. We need to be careful of this one. "Oh, I was just joking." Why is it that it's easier for me to say something to my wife out of a joke in some sense, in a sense putting her down, and then turn around and say, "I'm just joking"? It's easier in a sense to do that in our world today than it is to speak kindly to my wife in a sincere manner. Why is it that in our relationships it's easier to do that amongst one another sometimes? And I'm not saying we can't have fun some days, okay? Like we had a little fun with my dad before about the tie and all that sort of stuff. I'm not saying can't have some fun, but it seems so often in the church and especially among Christians and so forth, that we are very quick to throw out little barbs and little thoughts and tear down and sarcasms and stuff like that. And but we just kind of throw it out. We're joking. Oftentimes there's at least a little bit of truth behind it that we're actually thinking. And we just throw out, we're joking, and it's like, oh, just brush it over. That's okay. James says to not stumble in word, means that you're perfect. He's not talking about perfection in the sense of sinless, but he's talking about a person who does not stumble in their words, shows true spiritual and character maturity.